is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
Right, there we go. Now I finally figured out how to use my headset. BobbethTV is live, you know what that means. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. 2 races here today. UMP Modifieds here at Lincoln Speedway up first. Let's go to that screen. And yeah, UMP Modifieds here at Lincoln Speedway up first. And then we've got the NASCAR trucks at Eldora. Choice of for the Chevy or the Toyota. Still got about 5 minutes of practice in this first race to go. There we go. I think that's fixed everything up. All right. Let's get to our leaderboard. Let's see who's got the quick times in practice. Josh Roberts, 15.496. Mike Butler there with a 15.510. Chad Putterball and Mike Moniz both with 15.566s. You got a 15.615. Travis McDonald to round out the top 5. John Bennett, 15.623. 15.633 for Brian Angel. Mike Davis, 15.638 and 15.639 for Ryan Nesbitt. Brett Vanderwood, 15.744. 7.45 for Wayne Bridges. 15.883 and 15.976 for Mikey Mixter and Richard Jackson. That's 13 cars registered for today's race. I don't think we have a track map for Lincoln, so we just have to sort of put up with that. All right. All right, just going to go grab some final things before we go live. Which is, what, 3 minutes away? Josh Roberts, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. Better get my audio over to my headset so I can actually hear it when people do that. All right, 3 minutes till practice ends, qualifying starts. I'll be back in just a moment. we've got qualifying about to start, 15 seconds away. Josh Roberts, obviously quick time in the practice. That was earlier in the day, and the track will go away. So, unfortunately, no one's going to beat that time. Mad Dog Davis on the screen. He's got my beautiful head on the roof of his car. What up, lurkers? Anyone lurking in the chat? Feel free to leave a comment. Say g'day. Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Brian Angel Sr., thank you for the like, sir. Appreciate you. Marcus. Hey, Marcus, how are ya? This is the other thing that I do online when I'm not playing games with Shrubgod. I commentate racing online, simulation racing. All right, we see Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, Ryan Nesbitt all coming out onto the track. There's Mikey Mixter there, the 77. Griff, if you are lurking, I finally got my thing today. We'll talk about it a bit more later. I got the cable, I got the server, I got the lot. Dawson Potter on our screens there. Ryan Nesbitt, the first one to get a time in, 16.004. See if we can't get a few of the other cars on our screens here. Dawson Potter, 15.806, 15.960, 16.474. Ryan Nesbitt, though, locks in that 15.717. Travis McDonald, 15.456. So 2.5 tenths quicker than the second quickest time. Plenty of room to move in that little gap there. There's the 20 of Chad Putterball. He is returning it from injury. Came back last week, but hopefully he's much better this week. Might have had an extra car or two join the race during the practice slash qualifying sessions. How's it going? It's going good, man. It's going real good. Dallas Savings ended in Australia the other week, as you know, because our Dying Light streams are a bit earlier or later, depending on where you are in the world. So these races actually start for me at 9:30 in the morning. So it's a bit of an early start for me, for someone who likes to stay up until the wee hours of the AM and play video games with their friends. It can be tricky. Josh Roberts, 15.444, has quick time at the moment over Travis McDonald and Chad Putterball. Mike Moniz and Mike Davis, fourth and fifth quickest. That's Richard Jackson on our screens right there. Him and John Bennett out on the track still. John Bennett gets a 15.547. He's in third spot. Richard Jackson, he's going to lock in a 15.853 with 10th. There's John Bennett there. Qualifying has finished up. We're going to throw over to our first lot of heat racing. Right now it's 1:48 a.m. here. Well, I appreciate you checking in with us in the middle of your night there, Marcus. Don't expect you to stick around, but I am happy that you're able to make it and check this side of it out as well. All right, let's get to the grid for heat one here. As they start to line up, Josh Roberts and Chad Putterball, they'll be on the front row. Ryan Nesbitt and Richard Jackson, second row. Third row is going to be Brett Vanderwood, all by his lonesome. I didn't see that there. I didn't see your previous message. Should be sleeping, but I can't. So you're on, so I can't see. Yeah, I appreciate it, Marcus. I really do. Shrubs and I are live again tonight with the Split Fiction co-op gameplay. Obviously not until Wednesday, Friday nights for all the Dying Light stuff, which I know you do enjoy. It just allows me to sort of advertise it to the other crews as well. All right, pace trucks left the track. We're about to get this one underway. Get over to our racing cams. The 42, the 20, the 74, the 53, the 8. Off we go. Heat 1, 6 laps. Thank you for the like, Mike Davis. Good luck out there, brother. Yeah, actually, no, that is a good point. I'm so sorry I can't stay too long, and also I got it hard understanding fast talks with accents in English. No, that is a good. Yeah, this is a little bit more high octane, and I ramble a lot, so I can understand that. Look, I think in this particular heat, that car on our screens there, the 42, is pretty quick. But the good thing with these guys is that any one of them is more than capable of winning prior to the like anyone's really capable of getting that win. Is what I'm saying. Okay, so I can see Brett Vanderwood was the reason for the caution, the yellow flag that has come out. However, it hasn't recorded the actual crash. So we can't go back and replay it. Oh, KC McLean sent me a message. Just got home. Dang it, almost made it. He misses out tonight, but he does get to watch from the audience for a change. He'll be able to join in with the NASCAR trucks later tonight here at Eldora Speedway, at Eldora Speedway, here on Mud Mule TV, courtesy of BobbethTV, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. It's going to be 2 laps to get this one back underway. Front row will be Josh Robertson, Chad Putterball, Richard Jackson, and Ryan Nesbitt on that second row. Brett Vanderwood will be on that third and final row. It'll be lap 6 to get up to speed. Lap 7 will be the white flag lap. As Chad and Josh coming through the turn, hit to that straightaway there. The white flag waving, 1 to go. Chad and Josh are going to battle it out side by side. Who is going to have the advantage? You've got to think Chad up high a little bit. But then again, the track is a bit tacky. So Josh able to get that car just in front, get it up in front of Chad's vehicle there as they race to that start-finish line. Josh Roberts will take out Heat 1 with a superb last turn pass. Let's get to those results. There we go. Brett Vanderwood from Yoda Outlaws, 5th. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson in 4th. Ryan Nesbitt in 3rd. Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putterball in 2nd. And Josh Roberts, J&J Motorsports, is our Heat 1 winner. We'll start on the front row of the feature race with that win. Who's going to line up alongside him? It won't be John Bennett. He's our current points leader, so no matter where he qualifies, he will go to the rear of field in the feature. But he'll be starting Heat 2 alongside Mike Menees on that front row. Dawson Potter and Mikey Mixter. Second row, Wayne Bridges on that third and final row. If you can understand this kind of things, it's so good to have as an audio like radio. Well, clean that. No, that's yeah. I get a lot of that. I do get that people put me on in the background and just sort of listen along and stuff. So I appreciate it. Your voice is perfect for commentating. Just fits. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. And what was that other comment? Oh my god, what a drift! Yeah, they call that on the dirt. That's called a slider, similar to a drift, but you slide up in front of the car behind you. to sort of slow it down and to block its run. But yeah. All right, here we go. Heat 2, 6 laps. John Bennett wins. He will go to the rear of the field, and someone else will come to the front line. Whoever else wins this heat will start on the front row. All right, off we go. Green flag, heat 2 lap. Whoa, big crash. Dawson, Potter, look like Wayne Bridges, possibly Mikey Mixter, as John Bennett and Mike Maniz run away with that one. All right, let's have a look. Oh, John up into the wall there. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, holy is the right word. All right, we might actually be able to use the... there we go. Now we can start playing with this. So if you watch here, the 44, the 77, the 92, that camera's really not good for it. Let's go to there. As he comes in, we saw the 44 just slide up and just whip into the 77. That's our first big crash. Let's get back up to the lead traffic here. All right, looks like all three of those guys having to go to the pits. Mikey Mixter and Dawson Potter were part of the accident. John Bennett just had a bit of a technical failure as he was coming to a stop and hit the wall. That is going to give Mike Maniz, the 30 car, the race restart lead. Wayne Bridges will have the second place start. And then once John, Mikey and Dawson come out of the pits, we'll determine how they line up on the grid. Two races here tonight. We've got this one here at Lincoln Speedway. These are the Dirt UMP Modifieds, all part of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. And then we head to Eldora for the NASCAR trucks. Choice between the Chevy, the Ford, and the Toyota. All right, it's just a two. Oh, no, Mikey Mixter did get his car back on the track. He's 2 laps down, but he will be scored in third. That will be very advantageous for the feature start. But right now, the main race is a 2-car race. It's Mike Maniz and Wayne Bridges, the 30 and the 92. White flag lap is out. Last lap of the heat. What an eventful heat race. Coming out of the turns down that straightaway, gets the checkered flag, is the 30 of Mike Maniz. Wayne Bridges will pick up second. Mikey Mixter officially at third. Let's get the proper results on our screen though before we go to heat 3. All right, in fifth, Dawson Potter, KHR's very own Dawson Potter, J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett. In fourth, third, Mikey Mixter. Second, Wayne Bridges. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Maniz takes out the victory in the second heat. And we'll join Josh Roberts on the front row. All right, let's have a look at the grid for our third and final heat. Just 4 cars. Michael Davis and Travis McDonald will be on that front row. Teammates for Yoda Outlaws, Mike Butler and Brian Angel will be on that second row together. A bit of support there for those boys. All right, we're about to get our third and final heat go. This is starting to get me. Yeah, look, it happens. I've had a few mates say that where they've come along just to support me and then they've gotten into the actual racing. Wait till you get all the 13, 14 cars on the track together at this in the feature race, which is up next after this one. All right, the 88 Travis McDonald off to a good start there. 99 behind him in second. As well as the, who else? We got the 9 of Mike Butler with the 84 on our screens with the 9 on our leaderboards. Moves himself up into second. His teammate Brian Angel back there in fourth. Oh, there's been a spin out with Brian Angel back there on seventh. No, in the seventh number, in the third and fourth turns, the seventh car. Jesus, Bob, you think you've been doing this long, mate? Excuse me. 88's to that race. Leader Mike Butler in second. Mike Davis, Brian Angel, third and fourth. Starting to see a bit of clay spat up off the track as the track starts to slick up a bit. We're starting to see it darken up a little bit through the turns. That means it's going to get a little bit slippery, a little bit less traction for the boys. They're going to have to mind that throttle control a little bit as we come into the white flag lap. This is it, last lap before our 35 lap feature race featuring all 13 cars. It is going to be mayhem, Marcus. There's the checkered flag. Travis McDonald will secure a win in Heat 3. Of course, official results before we jump over to our feature race grid. Brian Angel from Yoda Outlaws finished in fourth. Mike Davis, Mad Dog himself, in third. Second was Yoda Outlaws' Mike Butler. And then Travis McDonald winning Heat 3 as they all start to line up for our feature race here at Lincoln Speedway. Josh Roberts and Mike Moniz will be on the front row. Travis McDonald and Chad Putterball second row. Third row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Mike Butler. Fourth row is going to be Ryan Nesbitt and Mikey Mixter. Michael Davis and Richard Jackson on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be, it does say Brian Angel and John Bennett, but that'll actually be Brian Angel and Brett Vanderwood. Dawson Potter and John Bennett will be on that seventh and final row. First so far from third. Yeah, you do see some guys generate a bit of a lead. In the heat races, because there's only 6 laps, yeah, it is quite tricky. This is the battle where, so they've got 35 laps now, so this is where you'll see a lot more challenges potentially for first place. But a lot of the guys are all very similar race speeds, so it's one thing for them to catch up to the guy in front of them, but having enough speed to pass them as well is difficult. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But look, Josh Roberts, Mike Moniz, Chad, any of those guys in the top 5 are more than capable of getting a victory. John Bennett, the guy that's in 14th, he's only in 14th because he's actually our points leader. He's the best guy out there points-wise at the moment. So he will race his way back into that top 5 competition. So keep an eye on John Bennett, the 1 car. All right. That specific white and green one to win. All right, let's see if we can see the white and green. Oh, there we go. That's the 84. So the 9, Mike Butler, Yoda Outlaws. We saw we've already had a quick crash. Looks like Mikey Mixter got up into the wall off the start there. Mikey Mixter is the pink and black 77. Just keep an eye on him as he comes into the turn. The car didn't set, just slammed him up into the wall, ultimately sending him over onto his roof. That is our first crash for the night. Now we do interview the winner, so whoever wins this race will be getting an interview at the end of the night. So stick around if you do want to sort of hear that. If you've got any questions, please leave a question in the chat, and we can take it from there. All right, while we're just rolling these cars around, getting them set up, I will be back in just one moment. All right, we are back and racing as Josh Roberts in the 42 machine gets off to a great start there. About a half a second lead on the 30 of Mike Manise. The 20 of Chad put by about a second back. Try and find a better cam. Around the track a little bit here as these boys get it going. The 88 and the 53 battling out. There's the 7, the 74 and the 99. That looks like, yes. What are the teams? So the league itself is it's the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. There's not a lot of teams. So there are a couple of teams. So the 53, the guy on our screens right there, as you can see under his name, he's part of Nerd Herd Racing. Mike Manise, the 30 car, the red and yellow 30 car, he's part of Team Southern Sim Racing. That 20 car that's just behind him, that's Chad Putaball. He's a part of Dirt Warrior Racing. And then the other team we have, Mike Butler. He's a part of Yoda Outlaws. So there's Mike Butler, Brian Angel, and Brett Vanderwood are all part of that same team. John Bennett, he's a part of two teams. He's a part of BAM Motorsports and J&J Motorsports, along with Josh Roberts up here in J&J Motorsports. But yeah, there's a few sort of independent teams out there, a couple of privateer drivers who just drive for themselves as well. Butler back there in fourth. That is Marcus's pick to win. My guy is currently the race leader, Josh Roberts, in the 42. 30 of Mike Manise, the 20 of Chad Putaball. They're capable of getting it done, but at the moment they're going to battle each other, and that is going to keep them off of that lead chase. Michael will need to either shake Chad, or Chad will need to get past Mike and just... Oh, caution has come out though. Another yellow flag, another crash. Let's see if we can see where that one was. Looks like it might have been Mike Butler, actually. Wayne Bridges, possibly. Let's have a look at Wayne. Wayne is the 92 machine there on our screens. And yeah, just so unfortunately, if your car doesn't, if you've seen cars, you know that you've got to turn right to go left. And if you don't turn right to go left properly and set it well, the car will just slam itself up into the wall. It won't bite, it won't grip the track and keep going. It will just sort of drive up the track, and you don't want that. You definitely do not want that. Lightning McQueen is up front. Ka-chow, he is definitely doing his thing. But the only problem with the yellow flag is obviously it does group everyone back up again. So it does allow those other guys behind him another shot at that start, at trying to sort of get a better start to try and stay more competitive with him. Back off and racing. Lap 12 of 35. Almost at the... Oh no, Chad's been spun around. The 88 got caught up in it. Let's have a look at there. I think the one of John Bennett also... Hey, Shrubs. Shrubs. Good, I'm good, Shrubs. I'm good. Marcus feature here today, actually. So, no. Shrubgod, my Twitch partner in crime. Definitely check him out. Oh, shit, I did the shout out in all the channels. I was only supposed to do it in Twitch. I'm an idiot. But there we go. Got there in the end. We'll see Shrubs live tonight. Fiction with BobbethTV. In approximately, what, 11 hours, I guess, 9 o'clock-ish? Why didn't that go up to the leader? Oh, why is it scoring? Okay. System will fix itself up. There we go. Josh Roberts is our race leader currently. Mike Menees second. Travis McDonald sitting there in third spot. Brian Angel and Ryan Nesbitt fourth and fifth. Our top 10 from 6 to 10. Mike Davis, Dawson Potter, Mike Butler, Brett Vanderwood, and John Bennett. Mikey mixed, Chad Puttlebar, Richard Jackson, Wayne Bridges. The remaining 4 cars. I think I might have gone 6 to 9 then, and then 11 to 14 is 4. I'm right. I did it good. All right, Josh Roberts, Mike Menees on that front row. Travis McDonald against Brian Angel. Ryan Nesbitt versus Mike Davis. Dawson Potter versus Mike Butler. Brett Vanderwood versus John Bennett. Mike Mixter and Chad Puttlebar, Richard Jackson and Wayne Bridges. 7 rows of cars. Look at that. Mike Menees, great start on Josh Roberts on the outside there. He's going to get that car into the race lead for the first time tonight. Josh is going to keep it down low and really battle that, but he had to slide up a bit. Oh, caution came out as he was getting that run on the inside line. Mike Menees is going to get the new restart off that one. Brian Angel in the pits. Just on the coffee break from a study. Oh, that's right. Shubs has got his little course thing. I love that we're in such a millennial generation that you can do the work for the dull stuff from home as well now. That's so cool. So my least favourite thing about that was having to bus into fucking Rosny and sit in an office for 40 minutes talking shit. All right, still to come tonight. The next race will be live in about 20 minutes. It is the NASCAR trucks, the Ford, the Chevy, the Toyota. They will be on Eldora dirt track. Used to be normally used on asphalt, on the stuff that we drive on to get to a dirt track. But tonight we are taking it out on the dirt at Eldora. Should be a good show. Push visiting the studio there as we get ready to get this one rolling again. Green flag. Oh, did we get a bot? Did you get it already, Shrubs? Good egg. Hey, Justin in the Facebook chat, what up yourself, brother? We've got the UMP mods here for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Couple of cautions so far as we hit the 15th lap. So good time to join. The race is just about to be reset. And we'll get it all lined back up, started again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th yellow flag, sorry, for the evening. Well, for the feature race, because we had one in the heat as well, I believe. If I remember correctly. How are you, brother? Hope all is well with you and the fam. Oh, this one might be, I was going to say might be single file, but no, Mike Menees is our race leader. He is pole position, so he is going to line up on the inside, Josh on the outside. And then they'll be double wide all the way back for 7. I was going to say 7 rows, but Dawson Potter has retired. The 44 is out. We wish him the best of luck in the next race. John Bennett was in the pits, but looks like he's coming out to join at the restart as the boys get going. Oh, bit of a mix up there. Oh, the 42, the 30. There's been a big crash off the start there. Yellow flag not yet out though, for some reason. 53 has lost a tyre. That's almost certainly going to... Yeah, there it is. There it is. There was a massive series of crashes there off of that restart. Holy cow. Let's see if we can't find a camera that's going to give us a good view of it. What about chopper cam? Looked like the 30 had a bit of problems getting going, and then just everyone else really getting stuck on it. He did get smacked. Poor Mike Manise, no longer in the lead. Back to Chad and Josh Roberts up the front there. Vicky, if you're in the chat, now's a good time to make yourself known. Chad's going to need that motivation to get from second to first. Finally got iRacing back up and running. Yeah, I've got my laptop sitting beside me. I'm supposed to plug that in and update iRacing on that so I can put that back on the racing sim. But I just haven't got around to it. Shrubs has got to lurk for now. Have a good stream. Might catch you next break if you're still on. Yeah, Matt, look, I'll be on for another hour. Hour and 15. The racing normally goes, the Monday and Tuesday racing normally goes 2 hours. So I'll be around. Pace car leaving the track. The boy's going to head down the straightaway into 3 and 4, turns 3 and 4. And then we'll get this race going. There was a good shot of Victory Lane there as well. That's what we're all here for. Who is going to get their car on Victory Lane here tonight? Looks like Josh has taken the high line restart there. Chad Putterbowl is going to slide up past him, but it's going to not... another not setting in the back. That 1 and 2 is just deadly tonight. Josh and Chad almost got into it. It looked like that might have been Mike Manise and someone else getting into it back in second, third and fourth. All right. I've got my can of soda, but I'm going to go get a bottle of water because I think water's probably going to be a bit nicer in my throat this morning. It's a bit early. I'll be back. All right, Chad and Josh resuming this front row battle. Thanks for the like, Justin. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, there has been a few cautions so far in this one. UMP's here. Lincoln Speedway it's not a small track, but it's not a big track. I feel like the real estate's just not there for some of the lines that the guys want to or need to use. So it is making it a bit tricky to get up to speed as fast as you can. Obviously, if you're not up to speed as fast as you can, you'll have a car coming up your rear. Also, if you're not up to speed as fast as can, you won't set for the turns properly, much like we just saw with the 8 of Brian Angel coming into contact, looked like with Mike Davis in 1 and 2, still showing that there are some problems there for the boys. Looks like they've managed to get the race going. Green note, yellow flag is out again. Marcus, I think Roberts is going to win. Yeah, look, I think Josh and Chad are probably the two strongest at the moment. Chad's pretty good. I have to look. Yeah, it's the broadcaster's curse, mate. Whenever you try and support someone, it'll inevitably jinx them. That's why whenever you hear me say to the people, if you want to, if you're supporting a car, let me know who you're supporting, blah blah blah, or I'll get them on screen or things like that. And people are too scared to mention it because they don't want to jinx the car they like. Yeah. Superstition. Right, looks like this one, a single file restart possibly. One of the cars there, Mike Butler just, no, that's Dawson Potter. Dawson Potter's back on the track. Must have had some technical difficulties internet-wise and had to reconnect, but he's back on the track getting his wave rounds back onto the lead lap. As we get this one going, Chad Puterball, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, and Mike Menez, the top 5. Can we get a green flag run going? Richard Jackson, John Bennett, Ryan Nesbitt, Mikey Mixter, Wayne Bridges, the top 10. And we've got Travis McDonald, Brett Vanderwood, Dawson Potter, and Mike Butler, 11 to 14, as we do get a green flag run here. Let's see if we can't get the McQueen back on the track. He certainly is. See if we can't get around the track a little bit, have a look at some of this other racing. There he is there, making his way. He's in the top 5, Mike Menez, the 30 car. He's just got Brian Angel there in front of him, Mike Davis as well. Looks like Brian Angel's going to take on Mike Davis here. Mike Menez might be able to sit back and just sort of watch this play out. Maybe capitalise on any mistakes that either one of the two guys may make. Well, it looked like there might have been a little bit of contact there. Brian Angel with the wall. John Bennett had to check up there in the 1 car behind the 7 and the 53 to not get any contact there as we get to lap 23 of 35. We have had a bit of a green flag run there. John blinks a little bit there. Oh, the 7 got very loose on exit. Look on the leaderboard there, Chad Puterball still just a 3/10 of a second lead on Josh Roberts. As we see those two battling with about 10 laps to go. Up the top of the screen here, we're just trying to make our way up through the track here a bit. The leaders to watch this battle, but cameras are a bit lazy today. Those dark slicky patches, they're the ones that are going to be hard to keep your car in control in if you don't slide through those with just the right amount of throttle. And there's Josh on that high line. He is unbeatable up there. He's going to move that car back into the race and lead. Chad Puterball seems to have it on the inside lines a little bit, speed-wise. But Josh, the acceleration down the straightaways is unbeatable at this stage. Points leader John Bennett back there in the top 5 as our latest caution comes out with about 6, 7 laps to go. Looks like it might have been, let's get down to the yellow flag and see. We'll try from here. Oh, there's a bit of a crash earlier prior to that, just up in the wall there. The boys unable to avoid it. Coming into tonight's race, John Bennett, our points leader over Chris Standridge, 65 to 54. Chris not able to make it here tonight, so John should be able to extend that points lead out a bit. Area's so tense, it can be cut with a knife. Yeah, man, it's this is it. This is the final stages. We hope that it will run from here to the checkered flag, because it is going to be just action from the get-go. 6 laps remain, laps 30 to 35. Pace truck leaves the track. We're going to come down the back stretch. We'll come into turns 3 and 4. As they exit for Barney, will wave the green flag in that stand. We can kind of just see him behind the leaderboard there, in your top left. As he waves that flag, we are racing. Why is white and green overpassing the car? So some cars, so you see on the track map on the leaderboard there in the top left, how down the bottom it says in the fourth column, +1 and +2L. So when guys fall back a lap, if they go down some laps, if they have to go into the pits to get the car repaired and the race keeps going, or something happens that means they don't finish a lap, then they fall down laps. So every yellow flag, you can get one of those laps back by being allowed to drive around the track once and sort of gain that extra position. It's just to keep it all competitive and fair, basically. Oh, a bit of a contact there. John Bennett back there in 5th. We saw the rear of the screen, 33 of 35. Only a handful of laps to go here. Can Josh Roberts hold on? Chad Putterboss 2nd. Mike Menez is racing up in 3rd, though. So he's going to be a tense 3 more laps to go. 2 laps to go, sorry. Laps 34 and 35. The other lobby just about ready to open also in about 5 minutes. As we come around white flag lap, white flag is being waved. This is it, the last lap of this feature before we jump to our next race. There it is, checkered flag. Josh Roberts will take it out here tonight. The European Modifieds at Lincoln Speedway. Chad Putterball with the high 5 and in 2nd. Mike Menez wrapping up that 3rd place finish. We'll get the official results on the screen for this 14-car field, though. And let's have a look. So Ryan Nesbitt, Mikey Mixter finished in 14th and 13th. Yoda Outlaws wrapped up the 12th and 11th spots with Brett Vanderwood and Mike Butler. Wayne Bridges got 10th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 9th. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson in 8th. Our points leader, John Bennett from J&J Motorsports and Bam Motorsports in 7th. Yoda Outlaws, and highest finishing driver for the team, Brian Angel in 6th. Our top 5, Mike Davis and Travis McDonald 5th and 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menez in 3rd. Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putterball in 2nd. And Josh Roberts, J&J Motorsports driver, wins here tonight. Let's kick on over to the interview channel. And let's go have a chat to Josh, see what he thought before we throw to the next series. Oh, I'm laughing to myself, but you guys don't understand how long it's been since I've gone to jump into a chat room with Josh Roberts, and John Bennett will be in there giving him grief or giving him praise, doing something I'll never know, because as soon as I jump in the channel, John bails every time. And
he was just telling me how fast I was.
Now, congratulations. I got asked at the start of the race who I thought was a chance for victory, and you were the first name I said. I said you, Chad, Mike Menez. Pretty much the top 5, I think, at the time were more than capable of getting the job done. And a few boys had to go at the lead, but you got it back late there and held on. But it was sort of for those that don't know, Josh hasn't raced with us in what, probably 12, 13 weeks prior to this season.
Oh, yeah,
Longer?
yeah. It's been about a year.
Yeah, it's well, that long, really. Holy cow!
Yeah,
I've been in denial. It's been so long. I've been in denial. But life got in the way. He decided he wanted to race a real race car. But when the grassroots series came up, he did tease us and say, "Look, you might show up," and show up. You have. I think you've had a few close finishes. Where are you about? I think. I don't know. Yeah, 11th points. 11 points. Sorry. Last week in the middle race, I think it was the second, and so I think you did probably top 5 in both of those races, but just the caution's a bit tricky, a bit hard to sort of keep up with.
Oh yeah. I've been close, which I led almost every lap in the the trophy truck race, and then Ryan got me on my move of the outside, which something was telling me to, just stay low, but I chose outside in that, and it kind of bit me in the butt. And then tonight, I knew tire wear was going to be an issue with, the horsepower and
Mm.
the small tire. So I was like, I'm just going to save tire. 10 laps to go. I'm going to make a move, and it kind of worked out in my favor where. Uh, Everybody was running low line, and I saw Chad dive low, and I was like, well, here's my chance, and I took outside, and that's all she wrote at that point.
And it is something that often it's the one way we do talk about you a lot still in these races, and it's whenever we're talking about that outside line game. We know that based on just watching you race over the last few years, that if that nose is in between the wall and the car as you're coming out of four, then you are getting to either the start finish line first or the entrance to the next turn, first. You just have that run, and it did look for a bit there that Chad had you on the inside line through the turns. But I think there was one there where he really just had to sort of slap the speed off of it. He had to whip it out a bit to slap it out because it was just climbing a little bit. I think he was just getting it set in the slick a little bit more than just outside the slick, and that was causing it to shoot up the track a lot more, especially with one of the earliest sliders. Um, that we saw where he had to throw it in hard. It did, like a lot of the guys were sort of having trouble with one. It looked like it wasn't setting the way people were hoping it would set. So he really threw it in there, but had to sort of almost give it up halfway through it because he knew he was going to hit that wall, and he sort of just crossed under and kept it going, and it was sort of all she wrote from there on in. But were there any moves there, or do you need to owe Mike Moniz like some money just for tying up Chad for that last bit of the race? It did look like it was going to be close.
Well, I mean, honestly, Mike at the beginning, he was right there.
Yeah, he was.
It,
Yes.
it was one of those issues where you had to sling it in on the restarts in turn one, but you also had to feather the throttle, or you're going to swing all the way up. So it was kind of a danged if you do, danged if you don't kind of
Yeah.
ordeal because restarts were tricky on the inside. But yeah, I mean, Mike had a fast car, Chad had a fast car, which it was funny because as soon as I passed him for the lead with like 10 laps to go, he's like, "What'd you do? Just hit the nitrous button?" It's like,
Yeah.
well, actually, I hit my space bar. So, no, I mean, those guys, obviously, they're top tier competitors. Anytime you get side by side on a small track like this, and barely rub or just have good racing, that gets your heart rate up, and that's why we made this league like it is. It's a fun league. I've been out of it for a while, so I'm really trying to knock off the cobwebs because
Yep.
I forgot how tricky this track was. But no, I mean, I'm glad to bring home a win in a car that I'm not too comfortable in, which I think Chad was right there with me because we were talking back and forth, and he didn't like this car. I don't like this car. So for us to lead the pack, it was it wasn't too good. But I
Yeah.
think overall, I'll take it. We had a few cautions, more cautions than we should have, but that's a wide card like this, and tiny walls on the corners, and it's going to be a tough race to race.
Yeah, no, with the I find with the 358s with the UMPs, and he wasn't here tonight. So whatever you're doing, Chris, hope it was fun because you missed out on a great race. But I think Chris, he's the guy that I normally like. If he was in this race, and at the start when they asked me who I thought would have won, he's one of those guys. There's just a couple of different guys that are quite different in the UMPs and the modifieds. Um, that any second in points to John Bennett to teammate John. That I feel like it's and that's what I like about the grassroots series. It's what I've always said. I love about you guys and your off season divisions. You just put everyone like 95% of the people are out of their comfort zone almost every race. And then there's always those few sickos that are like, oh, I love this combination or I like this car. And everyone gets a shot at every one of those feelings. So there's going to be a race where someone's like, I love this track, or I love this car, I hate this track, hate this car, hate these combos, love these combos. There's enough over the 11 weeks that everyone's going to have equal amount of love and hate pretty much for the racing that comes their way, whether it's Pro 2 lights or whether it's, NASCAR trucks, sorry, not NASCAR tracks, NASCAR trucks at Eldora coming up next. Speaking of horsepower and tire wear, obviously, I imagine the NASCAR trucks are going to be a similar sort of situation out there in Eldora. You're not going to be able to just sort of throw the throttle at it.
Oh no, no, you definitely can't. Which we, me, Wayne, and John, we've raced this combo for a long time. Which we've been trying to, get all the other guys who typically don't race like NASCAR trucks to run, especially at Eldora. It's a blast. So I think a lot of the guys they were excited to try something new. It seems like we got a bunch of new guys who fit right along with us. So I'm slowly getting to know them, and hopefully they're getting to know me a little bit more. And even though I'm a little late to the scene of the grassroots, but I have all intentions of trying to come out and get to bring home the championship. It's been a minute since I've won a championship, so I'm gonna try to do something in this.
No, definitely, man. And look, it is one like John, is proving that it's not a division. He has got a win. He got the win last week in the race, but that was his first. Prior to that, there was a lot of seconds and thirds, things like that. So consistency, I think, in these sorts of divisions are the key. Because you can't sort of map it out and go, all right, well, I know Monday nights, those races I'm going to be fine, and Tuesday nights, the street stocks, so yeah, it definitely has come as the week goes, and just sort of I feel like these sorts of races, ones where you don't think you're going to do well, are better because you're not putting any of that pressure. There's none of that expectation, and I think that's where the skill set just flows through you all. You all share that little bit of extra skill, sort of almost um, what's the phrase, symbiotically almost. It's like it's you could be like junk at a car, but if you jump in a race with these 13 other guys, it's just you just pick up little things without even realizing it. And the racing is great. We saw a lot of good one-on-one battles here tonight, even with the cautions, and I'm looking forward to the same thing again out there at Eldora. Just queuing that up now. There's really going to be no break between the racing. Um, see Tom Land's out there. He's another guy that has just been really hitting his strides in the grassroots racing series. Like, I don't know what it is about the grassroots, but he's another guy that I would watch out for, and not for the normal reasons we used to joke about with
Oh right,
Tom.
yeah.
He has been top five, top three a lot this season. Definitely, I just saw him. He's in the race tonight. Kent McLean's made it in. A couple of the other guys from the other division. But look, we'll let you go get ready for that so you can get yourself all set up and ready to race. Before we let you go, obviously there's a whole team of people that go into making this all possible. Friends, family, sponsors. Who do you need to give a shout out to?
Oh, always the wife. Obviously I've said it. From day one. Getting on this thing till now, I can't do this without her. She's the one that holds the fort down while I'm on here. Having fun with the guys and racing and trying to bring home some wins. Hats off, big hats off to John and Wayne and Dawson and
Mm,
Travis and all the guys who kind of stepped up when I left. John and Wayne they held the fort down and they made this league grow. So really, I like to say I was a part of making the league what it was back in the day, but these guys have took off and ran with it. So thank those guys big time. I'm back now, so hopefully I can feel my feet right and be the admin that I was beforehand.
get back
So
into the swing of
but
it.
other than all, yeah, getting the swing of it. But it's really those guys. They've shown that they've stepped up and they could do the duties. I'm fine with sitting back and watching them do their thing. Thank you for you and your broadcast. I know sitting and not being able to race is tough because I got to watch some races. I'm like, man, I'd give anything to get back on there with the guys. But thankfully it all worked out, and here I am again. Thank you for your broadcast and everything that you've done and put through to make these broadcasts awesome. Love the intros and all that. So hopefully, now that I'm back, I can get back on a video or something like that.
That's
So
it.
we'll
That's
see.
yeah.
Yeah, and then all the new faces that's came into the league, which Ryan Nesbitt, I know him from a league way back when, and he's a fun competitor to race with. He's always clean, and we got to do that battle last week. So people like that and all the new guys. That was about it, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you after this race.
Well, look, good luck. There's only been one two-time winner, and there's no back-to-back winners yet in the Streets Racing Series. But Ryan Nesbitt, our only two-time winner at this stage. So the floor is yours. Like I say to everyone, I will have you back in the booth in a moment's notice. Obviously, when you're completely in control of that part. So best of luck out there at Eldora. The boys are out there getting that track raring to go. So yeah, get out there, get a line under your belt, and we'll see how you go throughout the heats. And best of luck in the feature.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was our winner here tonight. Can he go back to back? Josh Roberts. When I first discovered Knuckleheadz iRacing League, they were called R3 iRacing, and Josh had messaged me and said, "Hey, seen your broadcasts. Wanted to know if we could do business." And we've been doing this ever since. It's years now. I think 2 years at least. If he's been gone a year, then it's been at least 2.5 years I've been doing this for him. And absolutely love it. It's a blast. All right, well, we've got the Grassroots Racing Series second race of the night, the last race for tonight. 2 more to come tomorrow night, and then 1 more Tuesday night US, Wednesday morning Australian. This is the Grassroots Racing Series NASCAR trucks here at Eldora Speedway. I'm going to go down to the track for some practice, but I will be taking a short break just prior to qualifying. So there we go. We've got the track map working again. Excellent. All right, enjoy, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, no, don't feel stupid about that, Marcus. That is a common misconception that a lot of people have made their first time seeing this. They think that it's AI, it's just the computers and stuff like that, and I'm just calling what happens. No, this is an online racing simulation called iRacing, where every driver is either sitting at a desk with a steering wheel or in a racing rig. Some professional, some not. But no, these are all real life guys driving virtual race cars. So yeah. Sorry, Mr. Menez, for calling you Mr. McQueen. I didn't know it was people. No, that is fine. That is completely fine. Give them all the nicknames that you like, brother. All right, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 5. Enjoy the practice. All right, practice comes to a close. Qualifying is starting up, so we'll get out on the track. We'll see who's going to set some quick times and start up the front in the second feature for tonight. Oh, we better get off the... don't really need to be looking at the drivers while they're racing. Excuse me, pardon me, Piggy Bob. This is what we're racing for. That is Victory Lane here at Eldora Speedway, Rosberg, USA. Ken McLean, he gets the first time up on the boards, 18.163, 18.321, and 18.226. Tom Land, Travis McDonald, Wayne Bridges is up there with the 19.1. Mikey Mixer, 18.562. Ken McLean, he didn't make the first race, but he's definitely making sure he's noticed this race, 18.163. Dal Bowen's here as well, 18.060. Got a lot of cars here rested for this race. I see 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cars registered. We have 17 drivers in this one. Why don't we have any cars on the track though? What's going on with the cameras? There we go. Oh, we lost him. There we go. That is the one to John Bennett. So Dal Bowen still has quick time, 18.060, 18.163, and 18.201 is John Bennett's time. He gets himself into the top three. Josh Roberts, the winner of the previous race, 18.626 in the truck. 18.385 is his final time, 8th spot there. Dal Bowen is quick time though. Ken McLean, John Bennett, BAM Motorsports teammates in second and third. 99, Mike Mad Dog Davis there. There's the 8 of Brent Vanderwood. I was going to say Brian Angel there, but that's Brent Vanderwood. Brian Angel, the only car that hasn't gone out to qualify. There's only 10 seconds left in qualifying. Not enough time for the boys to get up to speed and get a time on the board. So we're going to throw over to our first of 3 heats in just a second. I was a little bit quick on that throw. There we go. All right, 6 cars in this grid. It's going to be Dal Bowen and Travis McDonald on the front row. Dawson Potter and Chad Putterball will be on that second row. Mike Moniz and Wayne Bridges on that third and final row. 6 trucks, 6 laps. The winner will get pole position in the feature race for the start. Rosberg, USA, Eldora Speedway, the host here tonight. Slightly bigger, more banked track than the previous one we raced on Lincoln Speedway. So the boys are going to have a little bit more choice of real estate of line here. So potentially less cautious than the first race. We'll have to wait and see how the boys handle the trucks here on the dirt surface. They are an asphalt, a road course car, normally a road style car, road track car, I guess is what you want to say. A couple of the boys here have some an A class and a B class driver license wise. A couple of good I rating values there as well. All right, down this backstretch into 3 and 4 we'll go. Pace truck will leave the track. The boys will fire 6 laps. Some of them do race in real life. So Josh Roberts, the gentleman that we spoke to in the previous race, He does race in real life, and a couple of the other guys do as well, or have as well. But yeah, the sim is so good that it's it allows them to keep people use it to keep themselves fresh on the track. First lap just about in the bag here. It is the 88 of Travis McDonald. Chad Puttable. Looks like Dale Bowen. No, Dale Bowen on the inside line. Chad Puttable up high. So on the corners there, that will be Dale, but Chad will have it on the straightaway. Dawson back there in fourth. Mike Benitez and Wayne Bridges fifth and sixth there as they battle it out. Dow trying to find that right line. The Bass Pro Shop 2 truck. First heat is generally follow the leader just because it's a little bit tacky. It hasn't had a chance, the boys haven't ripped it up with the tyres yet. So it's not until the race sort of goes on that the track gets more racier, gets quicker. So right now it's a little bit cluggy. Oh, Dow's going to chuck it in low. He's going to try something here. Oh, the 88 got caught up high. The 20 is going to get caught in the middle. 2 laps to come. That was almost something there. The 88 just having a bit of trouble with that Mountain Dew truck on the wall, getting caught up in the wall. It's not sucking off too much. That's a terrible phrase. It's not removing too much speed from the truck, so he's able to hold that run. Dale Bowen's going to get up past Chad on that last lap. He's going to move himself officially in to second. Chad back to third. As they come in, Dow's going to make another move on Travis. Can Travis stay off the wall here? Let's see. It's going to be a run to the line. He didn't get the truck up in front of him. Travis is just going to get there, I believe. What a run to the finish line there. Dow trying a little low line slider run. Wasn't able to get it done, I don't believe. I feel Travis got the checkered flag just before him. There we go, yeah. We can see it on the results. Wayne Bridges in 6th. Mike Benitez from Team Southern Sim Racing 5th. Dawson Potter 4th. Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable 3rd. Dow Bowen finished 2nd to Travis McDonald in a great win in Heat 2 there. Heat 1, sorry, Heat 2's grid is where we're going next. And that will be Kent McLean and Richard Jackson on that front row. Josh Roberts and Mikey Mixter, 2nd row. 3rd row, got to be teammates Brett Vanderwood and Brian Angel. Yoda Outlaws representing. Bob, would you like to work commentating races like a full-time? It would be fun. I used to be a radio DJ back in the day as well. I do like talking. I do like using my voice. And then I've also worked for 20 years prior to not working in the telecommunication, in the phone business, as customer services, as a lot of different levels of support for the businesses and things like that. Setting one of the high positions gives a huge advantage since it's very hard to advance. But yeah, it's a very niche sort of role. Facebook chat. There he is. JB, welcome, brother. Get him, Dow. That's the proud father, Jamie Bowen, in the chat. Dow Bowen got 2nd in the first heat, so up the front, towards the front of the grid in the feature race. He will certainly take advantage of that, but Heat 2 is up now. And we've got Heat 3, a 5-car field to run before we get to that 35-lap feature. Off we go. The 75 Kent McLean, Richard Jackson and Josh Roberts, but Richard Jackson up high. Oh, he did tap the wall. Back there in 4th, Mikey Mixter, Brett Vanderwood, Brian Angel. These are the Craftsman NASCAR trucks. Used to racing on tracks like Talladega or Daytona Speedway, asphalt plated tracks, not the dirt. They are raced on the dirt actually in real life, so this is not outside of their normal technical abilities, but geez, it's hard. It is hard racing a non-dirt car on a dirt track, even if they do have dirt-based tyres on them. Kent McLean had a great start. He's got that lead about 7/10 of a second over Josh Roberts. About another 7/10 behind him is Richard Jackson. First 3 laps done. That was the end of the 4th lap. Only 2 to come. Jackson just getting a little bit loose with that speed, but you'll see there they'll wobble it. They'll what we call tank slap it a bit, and that's where the tail end of the car just goes left and right a few times. You just wobble that speed off. Use the steering wheel as an accelerator or a brake rather than the pedals. White flag lap. Let's get up to Kent McLean, the 75, give him his flowers. It has been a beautiful run in Heat 2. He's going to start alongside Travis McDonald on the front row of our feature race with this win. Who's here? 75 truck gets victory. Josh Roberts second. Richard Jackson looks like he will take a third. We'll get the official results on our screens now. There we go. Yoda Outlaws takes out 6th and 5th. Brett Vanderwood and Brian Angel. 4th place is Mikey Mixter. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson picks up the first podium slot in 3rd. J&J Motorsports in 2nd is Josh Roberts. I forgot his name. But our winner, BAM Motorsports driver Kent McLean, getting here late for the first race, making up for it in the 2nd. Holy cow. All right, grid for our 3rd and final heat as they start to roll out onto the track. John Bennett and Tom Land, front row. Mike Davis and Mike Butler on that 2nd row. Von Mead will be on that 3rd and final row. All right, here we go. Last heat race for the night. I just tend to bet against me. That's why I won't bet on it. All right, we'll wait till the feature race lineup. I'll pick a winner. I'll pick a winner again. All right, we are off and racing. 6 laps of heat racing remain before our 35-lap feature here at Eldora Speedway. John Bennett, Tom Land, Mike Butler, Mike Davis, Von Mead. Can we get a mic check? There are so many mics in these bloody races. Wow. Quite nice looking trucks. I do like the mixture of sort of like full-on sponsor stickers. Some of the more plain ones like the 91 with just the motorwear and stuff on it. The black, orange and white for Mike Butler there, the 5 car on the leaderboard, the 00 on your screens right now. That is a really nice colour. I do enjoy that one as well. That wall proving to be a bit difficult for some of those guys trying to stay up high on that track line. First half of the race done and dusted. We've just about finished the 4th lap. 2 to come. John Bennett's race leader, Tom Land 2nd. That man on our screens, Mike Butler in 3rd. I do have it set to automatic cameras. It just seems to be wanting to really enjoy that man's driving right now, Mike Butler. White flag lap. We'll get up to John Bennett. He's our race leader here. Coming into 3 and 4 for the final time in heat racing format. Didn't look like he was really high there, but I saw sparks as he crosses that start finish line, gets the checkered flag, spins out. Tom Land will make a beeline right for him as we get our heat 3 finish in the books. John Bennett, congratulations. Here's our grassroots point racing points leader at the moment. Why isn't it throwing to the results? There we go. I don't know why it took so long, but Von Mead from Mediocre Racing in 5th. Privateer Mike Davis 4th. Yoda Outlaws Mike Butler finished in 3rd. 2nd, Motorwear International's Tom Land, and our winner, J&J Motorsports and Bad Motorsports driver John Bennett. All right, let's get to the grid for our main event here. It is going to be Travis McDonald and Ken McLean on that front row. It says John Bennett and Dale Bowen, but John Bennett will be going to the rear of the field, as that is the penalty for our points leader each race. So Josh Roberts and Dale Bowen on that 2nd row. 3rd row, Tom Landon, Chad Putterbold, Richard Jackson and Mike Butler will be on that 4th row. Dawson Potter and Mikey Mixture on that 5th row. 6th row, Mike Davis and Mike Moniz. Brian Angel and Von Mead on that 7th row. 8th row will be Wayne Bridges and Brent Vanderwood. And on that 9th and final row, all by himself, it will be Mr. John Bennett, points leader. All right, 35 laps, Eldora Speedway. This is the Grassroots Racing Series. All thanks to Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Live Mudmule TV, Mudmule TV is live on BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as they start to roll out. See who wins. Wish good luck to everyone. Yeah, exactly. Good luck to all the guys. 17 guys. Only one of them can win. Can I pick 2 guys? I'm going to pick 2 guys. I'm going to pick 2 people to hedge my bets. I'm going to go for the 75, Kent McLean, and the 16, Dale Bowen. I think one of those 2 will win. Starting to roll out the fallout. Here we go. I wish I had the forgot what I was trying to say. The soundbite, the NASCAR soundbite for Kevin James. That would be so cool right now. No, can't find it. But we are off to a great start here. Green flag run from the get-go. Let's get to our mixed cams. So to have a look at a better point of view. We are currently riding along with our race leader, Ken McLean, camera on the bonnet, jumping back to about 8th spot there, Richard Jackson. As you can see, a long line of NASCAR trucks just racing their way through the turn. Top 5, Ken McLean, Dale Bowen, Josh Roberts, Tom Land, Chad Putterball. Top 10 is Travis McDonald, Mike Butler, Richard Jackson, Dawson Potter, Mike Moniz. The top 15, it's top 17. We'll go Mike Davis, John Bennett, Von Mead, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel, Brett Vanderwood, Mikey Mixer. I did see a crash as I was reading those out. It looks like might have been someone else, but I did see Mikey Mixer involved. So we'll see if we can get from his point of view there, the 77. Yeah, the 53 up ahead. There's a bit of contact with a couple of cars. Look like the guys back there checked up a bit. The 77 got caught up in it and just turned down into the wall for our first caution. Oh, for those watching at home as well, the quality on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch should be better now as well. I noticed there was a hiccup with my settings. That was basically halving the resolution of the race available, and I fixed that. Looks like it's going out in 1080p now, so thank goodness for that. For those watching at home, I haven't explained how a yellow flag works. I mean, it's pretty obvious. They seem to come out after a crash. But there's 4 laps to a yellow flag. So the yellow flag comes out, and the first lap is basically just everyone sort of collecting themselves, slowing down. The second lap is basically getting yourself into position, getting in out of the pits if you need to go get some repairs. Third lap is basically lining up into position, i.e. where we are now. And then the fourth lap is the start of the race. So we may actually already be on the fourth lap now if the pace truck leaves the track. I think he will. Yeah, there he goes. So here we go. This is the end of the fourth lap. Sorry. Bowen, Ken McLean on that front row. Tom Land and Josh Roberts second row. Third row is going to be Chad Putterbowl and Richard Jackson as they pretty much battle 2 wide all the way back. Coming around the third and fourth turns, 6th time, lap 7 of 35 underway. Our race leader is 75. We'll jump all the way back to about 7th or 8th spot. Top 10. That is Travis McDonald there. Looks quite Christmassy, that Mountain Dew truck, the green, white and red. Well, looks like Dawson Potter has retired. 16 cars remain. Something happened with him about 5 laps ago. Possibly the same technical difficulties that affected him in the prior race, having internet power issues. Richard Jackson just inside the top 5. He's got the 4 cars in front of him. Josh Roberts, Dale Bowen, Tom Land and race leader Kent McLean. He does have Chad Putterball right back there just behind him, as is, it looks like, Mike Butler from Yoda Outlaws. John Bennett, our points leader, is behind him in 8th spot, trying to hold off Mike Menez and Travis McDonald at 9th and 10th. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's grassroots racing series. About 11 weeks of racing, 3 nights a week, 2 nights. So Sunday, Monday nights US, Monday, Tuesday mornings Australian. There are 2 races, and Tuesday night US, Wednesday morning Australian, just the 1 race. So 5 races. All the points over the 5 races lead to 1 championship winner. That currently is John Bennett, our points leader at the moment. With no Chris Standridge here tonight. Can look to extend that gap a little bit further. Vanderwood just got his truck in the pits. 15 cars still on the track here. 14 of 35. Ken McLean has about a 2.3 second lead over second place Tom Land. So just to point out, Ken McLean and Dale Bowen, they were my 2 picks for possible winners here tonight. So intensity intensifies with every lap. It does, mate, it does. As they sort of refer to it as winding a rubber band. And that rubber band, it gets tighter every time you wind it, every lap, until it's either just lets loose and explodes or snaps on you. And I feel like that's a great analogy for the racing on dirt, because yeah, you can just build up that speed and in a moment's notice it can be all taken away from you. The other thing is, the faster you go, the faster your tyres wear out. The faster your tyres wear out, the more slippery they get in the dying stages. So can you get your car high enough up in position to hold it? Or if you're forced to battle and have to challenge people, then are you going to be leaving enough tyre wear and speed in reserves to get that pass at the end? And we've seen it happen. We've seen some guys be able to do it. We've seen some guys not. Eldora, probably one of the best tracks for this type of racing. So, because as you can see, even coming into contact with the wall a little bit, doesn't take off too much speed, doesn't undo a lot of that hard work. Just a little bit of fireworks, a few sparks, a little bit of cosmetic damage, if anything. But it is, it just keeps the battle alive. That is out to 3 seconds, that lead now we can see on the leaderboard for Kent McLean and Dow Bowen. You can see on the leaderboard there, Kent McLean, the 75, just coming down the top part of the track into the downward left and side portion. That is turns 3 and 4. And then as he comes past the faded 8 and the start finish line there, that is the start of the lap 21. The 16 car, that is second place. So that is the difference between those guys. Richard Jackson doing really good there in that top 10, trying to hold off some charging people. John Bennett's managed to get his car up into the 6th spot, just outside that top 5. Chad Puddlebowl, Tom Land, Josh Roberts, Dale Bowen, and of course our race leader Kent McLean is that top 5 behind Chad though. Behind John is Mike Menez in 7th. It's Richard Jackson, Mike Butler, and then the man on our screens, the 88, Travis McDonald. Actually, no, it's flipped over to a different guy. There's a great in-car look of Travis McDonald there racing away. It's McDonald's themed racing outfit. There's a great wood panel car there for Von Mead. Mediocre Racing always shows up with something interesting. Not sure what that light panel is on his right-hand side door there, left-hand side door panel, but it's like a vent or something. Kent McLean has just lapped Brian Angel on the track, so Kent McLean still out there passing cars. Bit of very green flag run, the boys. Don't want to jinx it and you know, say the phrase, but oh, the 00 and the not sure who that was. Probably the 99. I think it was the 99 actually. Get a good look from the 99's bonnet there off his roof cam. In 10th place, just ahead of him. Mad Dog has got Mikey Mixter, Mike Butler, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel in 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th behind him. 28 to 35 caution has come out. It's our second for the race. See what happened there. It's not catching the crashes properly. Oh no, Mikey wanted. Whoa, sorry about that. Keep an eye on the 77. I think he was somewhat involved in it somehow, so we might be able to get an idea from this replay. So yeah, the 77 just got a little bit more sideways than he wanted, which means he loses a little bit of that speed. The 92 kept his truck a little bit straighter, so he came into that turn a lot quicker. That caused that contact there between Wayne Bridges and Mikey Mixter. We're going to be 5 laps remain when we get this one back underway. 6 rather. Oh shit, right, I'll be back in 2 moments. We'll get this race started in just a second. Oh, before I do, let me get it to the race restart screen at least. Okay, alright, we're back. All right, we are back and going, it seems, here. Single file restart, first lap of that restart about to end. Lap 29, lap 30 is about to start. As you can see up the front, we're going to get a look at this front battle because that 3-second lead has come unglued. The 75 has come unstuck and is no longer leading our race. Dale Bowen, the 2-car on your screens, the 16 on the leaderboard, our new race leader. Josh Roberts, can he go back to back? He's in second place. He won the race previous to this one. But Ken McLean, unfortunately, getting a little bit loose and just losing it there. I like how Mikey Mix's car looks. Yeah, a lot of the cars are really nice. But I do enjoy Mikey's. His is always a bit of a spectacle. Yeah, Bowen just keeping that car steady there. JB, get on the edge of your seat, son. The boy's going to get another one. At Eldora, too. The last time I think he raced at Eldora, got a win, but it wasn't broadcast. So I couldn't talk to him, if I'm not mistaken, Jamie. Mr. Eldora, we're going to call Dow. If that is the case. That 33 of 35 is done. 2 to come. They're also cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy this side of my online activities. I used to race in this stuff, and a buddy of mine started Mud Mule channel, and then started broadcasting with it professionally, and had some dates that he couldn't make, and I took over for him, and he let me have it. Said it was, yeah. So I've been doing it for a couple of years now. I do enjoy it. It used to be there's a lot more racing on the Facebook channel because we used to just be on Facebook. We've only just moved to Twitch in the last couple of years. There we go. Check it at flag. Dale Bowen is going to get it done in the Tracker Boats 2 machine. See if the results are going to delay me this time. They are. As we wait for some of these cars. They've all got checkered flags. Mike Butler, I think, is the only one that hadn't crossed the finish line. There he is. All right, there we go. All right, 17 car field. Dawson Potter, KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 17th. Yoda Outlaws took 16th and 15th. Brett Vanderwood and Mike Butler. 14th, Wayne Bridges. The other Yoda Outlaws driver, Brian Angel in 13th. Mikey Mixter finished in 12th. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead in 11th. 10th, Mike Davis. Travis McDonald in 9th. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson is 8th. 7th, Chad Putabol for Dirt Warrior Racing. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Manise in 6th. I'm going to spit it out in a moment. J&J Motorsports / BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett in 5th. Tom Land, Motorwear International driver 4th. Ken McLean for BAM Motorsports 3rd. 2nd, Josh Roberts, J&J Motorsports picking up a win and a 2nd here tonight. That is consistency. But our winner, the very rare occasion that we do get to see him, Dale Bowen, gets the job done. Let's get on over to the interview screen. Doesn't seem to want to work. Probably have to manually click everything anyway, so it is what it is. Manise and Putabol with 6. Yeah, summer of fun racing tonight, fellas. The Bowen, hashtag the Bowen boys. Yeah, we just need Drew back now. Stop being so academically minded, Drew, and come and race with us, brother. No, but we do get the cool twin. Actually, just in case Drew is watching, and we should save this one for Dow, we will jump into the chat and get the I was just saying that I wish Drew wasn't so academically minded and come and race with us once in a while, but we do have the cool Bowen twin. So we do appreciate you, brother. We do appreciate it. Now, I think the last time you won a race, and I didn't get a chance to speak to you because I was unwell, so I didn't broadcast it. That was Eldora as well. Is Eldora just your track? Is that just something that what is it?
I mean, I don't know, man. I really just like bigger tracks, momentum style tracks like this one, Charlotte, Port Royal. I just really like fast tracks.
Yeah.
Just because tire wear actually does come into play. So that's why I like it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
I often call Eldora. Charlotte's another one. USA, sort of the super speedways of the dirt track world. So kind of fitting that we had the NASCAR trucks. Obviously, a big part of the super speedway world in NASCAR here. So I feel like it was a good combo. The UMPs earlier at Lincoln. I feel like the track was just a little bit smaller. This one a little bit wider, a little bit more bank, so it leads itself a little bit more to that sort of midline racing as well as the highline racing. Talk us through some of those battles. Kent, obviously, whoever that caution, I think it was Mikey Mixter and Wayne Bridges, you might want to slip them a few dollars because before that, it was what, about 3.3 second lead that Kent had. He must have just built up a consistent run. Did you get stuck defending your second place spot, and that's how that gap sort of formed? What happened in that part of the race?
Yeah, that was kind of pretty much what showed up. You know, I was battling with two guys there, and finally got by them. I could still see they were kind of behind me. Um, and honestly, it was kind of weird. We had like 15 to go, or like almost like something like that, 15, 18 to go, and I kind of like try to pull away a little bit and start saving tires and hope for a caution. That was kind of my bet I was banking on, because I was like, I tried to push for like 2 laps or so and
Yep.
only made up like a tenth or whatever it was. So I was like, yeah, there's no way I can catch him. So I just kind of chilled out and saved some tires, and hope for a caution, and got a little lucky.
Yeah, and that restart, you were on him like any of the different analogies, white on rice. You just looked for that takeoff, and I know that's something that when you were a more sort of featured driver, especially over here at Knuckleheadz back in the day, that you're no slouch on the restart. So obviously, given that second opportunity at Ken, you were not going to let that slip. And yeah, wasted little time. I think Kent obviously coming into that turn. I'm not sure what happened. You might be able to tell us better. Was he going? Did it look like he was going to drift up? Because I know that he really threw it out sideways to wash off whatever speed, whatever movement that car was going to do, and that obviously cost him. He had to get it straight and restart again coming out of two. But do you think he was going to at risk of flying up the track at you, or was he just going to lose it on the turnaround and then had to save it? What do you think happened?
From what I saw, I mean, I 100% touched him. That's my fault.
Oh, there was
But
contact.
yeah, yeah, there was. But from my eyes, we kind of entered the corner, and I don't know if he was trying to like block, or I don't know if he overdrove the car and like turned it two sideways. To me, it looked like he turned the car two sideways, and when he
Yep.
did, I mean, that's obviously way slower on dirt.
Yep.
And he slowed down an instant, and I hit the brake, but I couldn't stop. It was just one of those deals. I was super close to him. Um, if he made a mistake or I made a mistake, we were going to hit each other.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, fully sorry about that. But from my eyes, it looked like he kind of got loose in the middle of the corner.
No, very, very similar in design as to how the caution came out itself. Mikey mixed a little bit higher, so I don't know if it was all of one and two that was just a bit of a problem. But yeah, he just got a little bit more sort of angled on the set, and obviously you lose a little bit of speed doing that. And Wayne came into the turn a little bit straighter, obviously carrying a lot more speed, and just obviously like yourself, you had no room to stop or move or get out of the way, and then that one's a common sort of racing caution. Yeah, unfortunately sometimes you expect, but racing deal, you regroup. He did. He got third. You got first. Fortunately, I came into. I correctly picked Josh as the winner of the first race tonight on the first start of the broadcast, and then coming into this one, I wasn't confident on trying to pick a favourite, so I picked two before
Right?
the start, and one of them was yourself. The other was Ken McLean. So I was feeling pretty good with my picks
Yeah.
with Ken, and then obviously when he come unstuck, you took the lead. So I was sort of like, yes, okay, my backup to my backup of my backup won. So I've still got it, which is good. But no, glad you could make it out here tonight. Will we see you tomorrow night for the Monday night divisions, or was it just Sunday night? You had a little bit of time spare. You were able to jump in.
Yeah, I had some spare time tonight. Decided I would jump in. We'll see about tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. It's been a while. I I think the last time I talked to you was probably over a year ago, at least. So
Yeah, well, I was talking to Josh earlier, and I know he's been out of the racing for quite some time, but he said it's been about a year that he's been back in real racing. So I was like, no, it was like for me it was like 12 weeks. I'm like, nah, it's 3 or 4 months ago we last spoke, sort of thing. And no, it has. If we go back through the books, just it's in terms of if we go by when you race and how often we talk all the time. but it's just unfortunate that we don't get to see you every week. And I guess that some of the boys will be breathing a sigh of relief. The points battles are safe. But no, look,
Yeah.
feel free to. You are more than welcome to come on in any time and just remind the boys what you used to show them, and obviously just keep that bragging rights with Drew so that you remain the
Of
quicker,
course.
the faster bowling on land. I'm going to say if I remember correctly.
Yeah, let's go with that.
he can have he can have water. But no,
Yeah.
it's awesome to have you on board. It's great to have JB in the chat as well. It's love having you guys
Of
around.
course.
It's been ages, man. Don't make it as long as the next one, but I know you can only shop when you can, so I appreciate you being here, brother. Congratulations. Before we let you
Yes,
go,
sir.
friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out for making this little life of ours possible?
Oh man. iRacing for obviously doing what they do, and then you, Bob. That's about it.
It's always a pleasure, my man. Big thanks to your old man for making two pretty decent lads. As I say, you're the better one of the two. I see you more, so definitely my favourite. Make sure you let Drew know that, and that should prompt him to.
Thank you. I'll let them know.
That should hopefully double-edged sword prompt him to show up and give me some grief in chat at least. You can do us that courtesy. You can come and say hello.
Oh yeah, of course.
Until then, brother, stay safe. Love to the family, and we'll talk again when we can.
Of course, man. I appreciate it. Hey, I want to ask. So Australia, correct?
Yes.
Where at do you live?
Uh,
What city or whatever?
I'm in Tasmania, so the island at the bottom southeast of the country. Basically, if you come to Australia, um, generally there's two rules of thumb. Some people will go either full west, go to WA, or they'll do the East Coast tour, so Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and then obviously Tasmania is down the bottom down there. So I think the last time I was talking to your dad about it, he was mentioning that you were thinking, I think Queensland or Brisbane, Gold Coast or something was on the books. But look, if we have to meet halfway, man, we'll meet halfway.
Hey, we'll meet halfway. I always want to go to Australia, dude.
But no, if you ever find yourself in my neck of the woods, yeah, definitely let me know, and we'll make it happen.
Of course, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome, brother. Safe, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. See you soon.
Later, brother. All right, that was Dow Bowen. Very rare that we have Dow in the racing, so when we do, it's always a pleasure to talk to him.
You are watching a master
Ooh.
at work.
I forgot about the blurt points. Scared the crap out of me. But yeah, always good. That's what this division does. You have your regular guys like we saw in the race prior, and then you have all the guys that show up for some of the other particular divisions or show up just when they can. And we were certainly lucky tonight to have 17 drivers. All right, guys, look, that does wrap up today's broadcast of Mud Mules TV. We've got one more, two more to come. One tomorrow, and then the next day. What do we got tomorrow? When I find, I've lost my schedule already. Tomorrow night we will be heading to. Let's have a look. Charlotte. We will be heading to Charlotte for the non-wing 360 sprint cars, as well as oh no, that's Tuesday night. Sorry, Lernerville. No, not Lernerville. Oh my God, Houston's and Oswego, the mini stocks and the 360 sprints tomorrow night, and then Tuesday night US will be the non-wing 360s at Charlotte. I will be live tonight on Twitch in about 9 hours. Myself and my buddy Shrubgod, we are playing a Split Fiction, a co-op sort of action game, platformer game. Come and check us out Wednesday and Friday nights. We also play Dying Light 2, a zombie co-op game. It is over. Yes, Marcus, it is unfortunately, but no, you should go to bed. It's probably quite late. It's about, almost 3 o'clock for you now, brother. Appreciate you checking out this side of what we do. I look forward to catching up with you again on Wednesday night when you come over for the Dying Light stream. Marcus has been there since day one. He's not just a viewer, but he's actually part of the stream itself now. So we appreciate you, Marcus. Also, big shout out to JB, to Josh Roberts. Who else was in the chat? Justin Stone, Shrubs. Adam 00198, thanks for the follow as well, brother. Also, Josh Roberts for the like, Brian Angel Sr., Mike Davis, Justin Stone, Mike Muniz. Appreciate you all. Drivers are the real talent. I just the lucky guy that gets to put them out on the screen here. All right, guys and girls, I've got to run. My name is Bob. You know the drill. Love yous all. Boy.